Greetings, salutations. We're back to talk about episodes of Doctor Who, of the revival, that is. So, looking at the episode Rise of the Cybermen. Before we get into talking about it and all that stuff, I have a question for you. We are? So, yeah, in reason of the, talking about Rise of the Cybermen. This is the first and the revive episode in the revival that reintroduced the Cybermen who hadn't been in the series, in episode wise, since the Silver Nemesis in 18 years. So it goes 1988, I think it said. So what happened in this episode? Well, this episode is set in a parallel universe version of London, in which a businessman named John Lumick seeks to upgrade all of humanity into Cybermen by placing their brains inside metal exoskeletons. And yeah, I think I kind of like this idea that the crew end up in a alternate universe.
And it's good news for Great Britain as John Lumick returns to the country of his birth. Mr. Lumick, the inventor of high-content metal, has denied allegations of ill health.
We're all flesh and blood, but the brain is what makes us human.
Anyway, I believe I actually saw this episode in college. So I remember some of this, the fact that Mickey, meets an alternate version of him, named Ricky, because, the doctor always say his name was Ricky. I wonder if the doctor knew that alternate version of you. And yeah, and one thing that also is happening in this universe is that Rose's father, Pete, is still alive and all that. And I thought, okay, that's pretty interesting. But at the same time, the doctor say, hey, this is a different world. But then there might be, another version of you out there. And all that. And both Rose and Mickey are trying to say, okay, we're gonna try and find, someone we know, that we hadn't seen in many years, and all that. But one thing that leads to never is that, yes, that Jackie, Rose's mother, she can still be intolerable, would be a word. Because, both Jackie and Pete, they're both wealthy. And, yeah, she's, still, criticizing him and all that stuff. And I do like the fact that, there's moments in which they're, slowly teasing the Cybermen as the episode goes on.
And turn to the left. Forward march.
And all that. Oh, this is a great way to do it. I mean, yes, we understand, at the beginning, when the episode opens up, we understand, saying, yep, Cybermen. Mostly because you see them in the background and all that. So, there's that. And I'm gonna say, I thought this episode was fun. I kind of like how, in a way, they kind of made whenever, folks are, they have, the little earpiece thing, which basically, it's connected to their brainwaves and all that.
Mr. Loomy, Jackie was just saying thank you. That's very kind of you.
Those earpods are handmade. Tell her to take care.
Of course I will. I don't suppose you'll be joining us tonight for the party? We'll be very honoured.
The world below can party. Some of us have work to do. My plans have advanced, Peter. The President has promised a decision. I'm flying in now. We'll be at the airstrip by 5 o'clock.
Which I think, saying, oh, this is a great way to introduce the Cybermen. And honestly, if this episode came out today, it would still be relevant. Because the idea of Bluetooth headphones on it. Mostly because back in 2005, I don't think headphones had that compatibility yet at that time yet. So yeah, I thought this episode was really good. It ends on a note in which the Doctor basically says, "Hey, we surrender. We surrender. Don't harm any of us."
This experiment ends tonight.
Upgrading is compulsory.
And if I refuse?
Don't.
What if I refuse?
I'm telling you, don't.
What happens if I refuse?
Then you are not compatible.
What happens then?
You will be deleted.
Or harm each other because he has a plan. At least I think he does. We'll have to see next time. Won't we? But yeah. I thought it was pretty good. Entertaining. See you next time.